Hello and welcome to the Listening Post unboxing channel on YouTube. Today it's with great pride that I'm unboxing Meechi's brand new release X3 integrated amplifier. This trickled down from the pre-power combinations that were celebrated about a year ago with their release. These integrated amplifiers are absolutely second to none in their class. This is 350 watts into 4 ohms, 200 watts into 8. The most stable amplification money can buy in its price class. 32-bit DAC on board. It supports absolutely everything you would expect from an input and output, and it's huge. Look at the box. So the packaging itself, it's taped closed with this massive fabric tape, massive Meechi logo front and center, X3 obviously. We've got some basic information including scan of model and serial number on one side, and then that's emulated again. Getting into these is hard work. Anything so physically big is going to be tough, but this is easy. What you do is you open the edge where it's taped with fabric tape, careful to pause at the corners and make sure that you have cut away all of the fabric tape and you can start to open it. Do the same at the other side. Again, just pausing to make sure that you've got the corner parts opened, and you can reveal the flap, the cardboard flap. Now, on the box it does say that you should probably open the other side and slide it out. It's probably going to be the easiest given the camera angle. Again, nice easy nicks along, making sure that the corner becomes free, because of course the corner ends up with a couple of layers of this tape on it, so it becomes difficult to access. Okay. Now at this point, sliding it is the most obvious. Getting rid of the outer carton and sliding out it's heavy, this is really heavy, here we go. Okay. What we see inside is an emulation of the logo that we see in the discarding of a traditional sort of freight carton. Now we've got a white and black printed box. Again, an emulation of model, and the first hint of what's inside with a line drawing. There's a couple of carry handles which can be pushed in, revealing the closed cell foam. Again, this is closed with the fabric tape. But instead of cutting down the sides at this point, you cut carefully along here because it's got a lid. Okay, again, pausing in the corners, making sure that you've cut away everything from the double up layers that occur. And then give it a quick test to make sure that all of these corners are free before coming along and obviously tidying up where you might have missed it. Okay, then off goes the lid. Now again, this is heavy. It's about 30 kilos. Well, it's 29 on its own. Obviously with all the packaging and things like that, we're probably tipping 35. The outer box, there we go, get rid of that. And it reveals some fall-away design, enabling you to then slip things off. We're going to pause for a moment and drill into some of the accessories first. Meechi, renowned. Decades ago, Rotel released some signature pieces, which they then called sort of Meechi. And it's wonderful to see that they've sort of brought that brand back to life with their very high-end options. Again, celebrated with their pre-power combinations with up to 1 kilowatt of power per channel. The Michi logo sort of replaces the green Rotel that you would normally see. And unlike the traditional Rotel, which might have a quick setup guide, it's just the logo itself. There is a welcome card from Rotel, and then a basic checklist of what you expect to see inside. Folding down one side, we'll just quickly get rid of the couple of desiccant bags. Oh no, they're taped in place, we'll leave them. We've got 1, 2 accessory packs. Pull those off. What I'm going to do is slide this off the cardboard. Right, so massive closed cell foam to protect this unit for obvious reasons. The closed cell foam does a better job than perhaps the polystyrene to ensure that it'll handle the rigours of freight, and that this product will end up delivered to you in immaculate condition. The unit itself is then protected within a beautiful velveteen sort of bag. And the easiest next step is just to quickly sort of lift that out, push the closed cell foam off and get rid of it. Okay. Before we have a look at the product though, I'm going to pause and have a look at some of the accessories that I've put aside. There is a slide box with the Michi logo on it for the remote control. It has in the box a USB key for the purposes of software updating and other things like that if required, although that would make a lovely little keychain, or alternatively put a bit of music on it and use it to play directly off the unit itself. There's a series of star tools or Allen keys for replacing the batteries in the remote control, and there is some AAA batteries in there as well. Okay. Now the remote has a little tag enabling you to be able to pull it out, and this is where the Michi remote controls really are quite beautiful. Simple in its operation because this is designed to navigate the setup within the Michi, allowing you to just use the basic operations of the remote. It's got a good look and feel to it. It's an extruded aluminium. The star key opens to allow you to put the batteries in, and then away it goes. You can change the display and setup from the hotkeys on board, and then navigate the other things from there. The second box is again a slide, again labelled Michi, and in it we have a USB cable for the purposes of streaming music to it via a laptop or computer. We've got a network cable. You can use that to network the product and control it via network apps, but also software update and other things along those lines too. And then there is a New Zealand IEC power cord, a couple of metres long with a big plug on one end. Now, looking at the unit, firstly the bag itself is elastic, so taking it off is really, really easy. So if you work around, and this beautiful sort of cloth bag which has sat sort of polishing this in transit the whole way, can be got rid of. And look at that, the style is now it's just stunning. Lovely to see an emulation of the same style that we saw with the Pre-Powers unboxed previously. Looking at it, of course, it's very, very muted. If I tilt it forward for a moment, I want you to see just how deep and massive this product is. The classic heat sinks that are now synonymous with the brand obviously need to be massive for the fact that it's going to be delivering so much power. It's heavy, it's beautifully built. I mean, the fit and finish is astonishing. The front is muted, and please, what I'd like you to do is hang around for some photographs. I'll light this up, I'll turn it on, we'll show you some photographs of it being operated, and I'll go through some of the setup features which utilises the main front display. We've got a input selector on one side and a volume control on the other, and then a main power button which is a relay. It basically boots up the unit. And centrally at the top, the Michi logo. Spinning it around, you see again just how heavy, how deep and how beautifully built this product is. It is absolutely stunning. And it's the rear that the magic kind of happens. These are designed to look relatively muted, and with the display off it's just going to sit there doing its job without really shouting too much into the room. So it's the back that really the magic kind of happens. And it's at the back that we see all the inputs and outputs. It's got a double set of rhodium plated binding posts. It's got a phono ground to one side for the phono input. Let's rock this back. The phono input via RCAs, of course. It's got these inputs are labelled CD, tuner, etc., but you can change those labels within the setup very, very easily. It's got tuner, auxiliary, and then mono sub out, which can be controlled within the setup, as well as a stereo pre-out. Then there is a single balanced input, and beside that the aptX Bluetooth input. The next layer or module within its construction down is the digital inputs with 3 optical, 3 coax, the network input and the asynchronous USB. There's some control elements with triggers in and out, and then RS-232 for two-way control via an automation system. There's also a USB at the back, which I believe is also for media playback, not only just for software as well. We've got a big rocker switch, and beneath the rocker switch the main IEC power socket. You've got twin vents for the purposes of a little bit of airflow, and then finally a scan emulation of the serial number, etc. This is heavy. I hope you get an opportunity to see one of these in real life and go up to it, pick it up, because this thing is a beast. It is brilliantly built. I mean, these kind of videos often don't imply the mass of these products and just how beautiful they are in the flesh. So hopefully today we've had an opportunity to have a good look. So, celebrating the release of Meechie's new X3 integrated amplifier, 200 to 350 watts a channel, stunning feature set, wonderful DACs, wonderful phono preamp, line inputs galore, inputs and outputs, all of which are beautifully implemented in such a wonderfully affordable box. So there we have it, Meechie's X3, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.